Hey everyone, we are live at 5. I am jumping on a minute early. I like to wait a couple minutes for people to come on. Tonight we had 23 people register for this training, How to Dominate the 2024 Spring Market and Leave Your Competition in the Dust. No pun intended. My name is Cheryl Hager. I founded Sisters Who Scale, and I'm a cleaning business coach. I go live at 5 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays every single week with a different topic related to the cleaning industry. So what I do ask is if you're logging on for the first time, or you've been with me a while, just kind of say you're here. Let me know you're here, what state, town you're from. Just getting over colds, so I'm a little nasally, so I apologize in advance. And I like to do that so I'm not just talking to myself. So if you just kind of let me know you're here, I usually wait a couple of minutes before I start. Excuse me, before I start. So who is on? I see 5 people. Hey, Delaware, the Scrub Club. I love that name. That is the coolest name, the Scrub Club. I've never even heard anything remotely close to that. That's badass. How do you say your first name? Is it Corin? Corin. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Jamie. Corin. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying it wrong. Rowland. Are you related to Kelly Rowland, the singer? Hey, Frankie, New York. What part of New York? Hi, Tamika. Tamika, I don't even know where you're from, honey. Where are you from? Let me know where you're from. I'm from the Boston area, so Massachusetts. If you can't hear it in my accent, you will when I get excited. But like I said, I was telling everyone I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. I'm a little nasally. I apologize. But I just couldn't beat it. I took all the vitamins in the world and I couldn't beat the damn thing. Georgia. Frankie from Long Island. Cool. You're close to me. 4.5 hours maybe. Yep, I'm about 40 minutes north of Boston. I wish I was related. I know. I just kind of guessed, right? She's gorgeous. Anyways, so I'm glad to see some new faces, some familiar faces, all done here. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? We missed you last week. Hope everything is well. Tiffany is in the Drop Them Up and Scale along with a few people, Katrina and Jamie jumping on. They're in the group program with me. So I'm gonna start. This looks like there's about 8 people on. And people did. If you're watching on a replay, you can see it. Good. I'm glad you're well. Glad you're well. So tonight I had a really fun time writing this title. No pun intended. How to dominate your 2024 spring market and leave your competition in the dust. No pun intended. I like that one. That gave me a laugh. So for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, my name is Cheryl Hager. I'm a cleaning business coach, but I'm also a maid service owner and an active one in that. I operate my business. I'm not retired or anything like that. I operate my business and I run it. So what I did is I founded, a few years back, I founded a company called Sisters Who Scale. And that's a cleaning business. I help cleaning business owners that are facing hiring problems, scaling problems, revenue problems, profitability, all things like that. And I teach you how to do the same things I did. I started my own company with $0. I was a single parent when I started it, and I had to clean house to put food on the table for myself and my son to survive. So true story. And then I scaled it fairly quickly in about like 4.5, 5 years to over 700,000 a year. It's still growing. Like I said, I'm still active in it. I don't clean. I haven't for a while. I grew my teams and my management levels to where my days are peaceful now, right? And I know some of you struggle with that. I've been there. I know what that feels like. It sucks, but that's why I'm here to help you. So I spent years training my teams. I've done some things that have failed miserably. I'm not going to lie. And I've implemented some things that have worked very well. Okay, they've worked miracles in my business. And my mission by starting this group is to help as many of you as I possibly can and teach you my methods, because I know what it's like to have shitty days in the cleaning business. I know what that feels like. And at the end of the day, whether your goals are to hit $1 million a year in revenue or keep it at, $250,000, 250K, whatever your goals are, one thing is certain: you need the right systems. Okay. Every tier of income level you hit, you require different systems, additional systems, okay? It's just the way every level has different things you have to implement, and that's what I teach you. I teach you what works, I show you the shortcuts, and I show you what doesn't work, which is probably more important than actually what works. Okay, so our spring market is here. Spring was technically yesterday. Happy spring. If you're in America, I don't know if it's spring in different parts of the world, but I'm not really sure. So if you've done your homework, the floodgates should be opening for you. You should be starting to get a lot of requests, right? The requests for services should be coming in. Who here, show of hands, who here is starting to see the spring season pick up? Me, right? Who's seeing more requests come in for cleaning, right? We're seeing it. So there's always a lull in February, okay? In fact, February is the worst month out of the whole year because everyone is realizing that the Christmas credit card bills are starting to come in and they're broke, right? The clients. You see, they don't see that in January because the bills haven't come in yet. They feel it in February. So that's when you may see some cancellations, right? It's usually cancellations because of income. We've seen it, okay? This year we actually saw more in December, people trying to get out of tipping my staff Christmas tips, which I didn't like. So thank God I have the safeguards in place that they couldn't get out of their contracts in December. Which is one of the many things that I teach you all how to do. So you get money related cancellations in February. It's pretty normal. Once you've been a veteran in the industry, you have to just prepare for that every year. All right, people get laid off. They take lower paying jobs. Cleaning is disposable income, so it's the first thing to go, right? So the last thing you want is cancellations due to quality. It's okay if it's money. You can't really afford, you can't really do anything about that. But you don't want cancellations due to quality, right? When you start bringing on employees, this is going to happen. Jamie's going to laugh when I say this. I call it hazing, right? It's just a hazing period of time, right? It's bound to happen until you can get your teams trained, build your management levels, and have quality checks, out there in the field. But these are the growing pains as you scale, and pretty much unavoidable. All right, you just gotta suck it up because it happens. So you need to develop a little thick skin for this, right? When you're scaling, there's growing pains, there are more clients, you're gonna have more cancellations. It is a numbers game at this point. So let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about how we leave the competition in the dust. I love that. How do we become the number one most respected and most wanted cleaning company in your community? A lot goes into that, okay? The right staff, the right scheduling, the right skill set when it comes to cleaning. But today we're going to talk about my 3 top tips that I believe need to be in the forefront of your maid service to be able to dominate in your area, because it's all about dominating in your area. You don't care about what's going on an hour away from you. You want to be within a 20-mile radius, okay? Number 1, you got to be a good talker. Communication, okay? This is also customer service. And if you want to take notes, by all means, please take notes. Communication is customer service, is great customer service. So your customer service game needs to be tight. This is non-negotiable. This is a very broad statement, so let's kind of break that down. You need to be a good communicator on all facets, not only with your staff, but with your clients. You need to be good at both, right? The biggest breakdown between cleaning business owners and clients is communication, and where you will lose potential new customers or lose existing customers by not communicating effectively. This is it. So this starts from the time the lead comes in, right? Are you getting back to your people right away? Are you letting them go a few days? This is the difference between you getting the opportunity to get in front of them or let your competition or these pop-up cleaners that probably won't be in business in 6 months, right? Or you're going to let them get the new client, okay? The number one complaint that I hear, and I deal with thousands of people a year, from the general public for the service industry companies, is that companies don't get back to them when they request a quote. So if you want to dominate your community, right, in the area for cleaning, get back to them immediately. I don't care what you're doing. Drop them off, right? Drop it. Someone's messaging me. Drop it. Drop what you're doing, okay? And you want to message them back, okay? They've probably called 2 or 3 other companies. So try and get back to them first, right? Have you ever heard them say, wow, you got back to me so quickly? You want to hear that over and over and over again. What does that mean? That means that the other companies they've called are not getting back to them. So you're already in the lead. You've already hit the gas and you've contacted them first. So you only get one shot to make a good impression. I know you've heard this over and over and over again for like 30 years. So let that impression be that you're a good communicator, and that's going to go a long way. So you stand out by doing things that other companies are not doing. That is how you win here, okay? So up next is the estimate. So now you've got the opportunity to get the client because you followed up right away, right? So you did that, you followed up. Now, when you walk into an estimate, I do all my own estimates. I like making a connection in person. That's why I do the estimates. You can throw a million leads out there and spend thousands of dollars on Google, but at the end of the day, if you're only retaining people for 3 and 4 cleans because you don't build a relationship with them, what's the sense? It's a lot of work for nothing. So you'll build relationships, you'll build roots. People will stay with you if they meet you and if you communicate with them. I firmly believe in that. Women are better at this than men, right? No offense, guys. We love you, but women are better communicators than men, okay? We all know that. So you need to actively be a good listener when you're in the estimate, right? They want to complain. They want to complain, so let them. They don't have time to clean their homes, right? Let them tell you about that. Listen to what they're saying. Empathize with them. Women are good empathizers, right? We're great at that. Tell them you understand how they feel and use a real life example. So you're listening the whole time you're taking the tour because you're walking through the house, right? This is just a conversation, right? It's a relaxed conversation between 2 people revolved around cleaning. So make it natural. Don't be nervous. Now you finish the tour, it's your time to talk. But what have you brought with you to give to them? Business card, not enough, right? Do you have a sales package? What do you bring? Because now it's super important because most of your pop-up competition isn't bringing anything to them. They're walking in and they're giving quotes, verbal quotes, maybe a business card if they're lucky, right? They're not giving anything to them. They don't have their shit together, for lack of a better word. Sorry, I'm from Boston, I swear. Right? I swear. So let's talk about the service they want. Do they want a basic clean? Do they want a deep clean? What do they think they want, right? They may not even know what they want yet. So do you have this laid out correctly for them? Meaning, do they know exactly what's included in your service, or are you just winging this, right? Are you just like, oh, we could do the blinds, or we could do the beds, or this and that, right? This is where your communication and the expectation of the client can be on 2 different levels and can cause you to lose a client after the first cleaning. This happened to me early in my career, so I know what this feels like, right? How many of you here feel like you're winging it? Show of hands, and I'm going to check in with you in a second. Do you feel that when you go into an estimate, you're winging it? Let's check in now. Seeing more move outs. People are moving out of Canada. No, I'm kidding. Yep. Who feels like they're winging it when they're going into an estimate? Just say winging it. Just say winging it. So I know. Just say winging it so I know. So this is very important, okay? It's actually one of the main things we cover in my Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator, where you learn exactly how to not wing it and have a process, okay? You learn exactly what should be included in your sales package from A to Z. So having a comprehensive sales package is another thing that will separate you from your competition, right? You see, these things show your prospect that you're the best choice for the maid service, right? The best choice to pick, right? Because like I told you, they're going to 2, 3, maybe 4 customers, right? You don't want them to pick your competition. You want them to pick you. And having this together like this enables you to get higher paying clients, because people will pay for value if they see it. I say this over and over again, right? Now, you might be the best cleaner in the universe, but they don't know that until you actually clean their house. So it's your job to show them that in your marketing before you even clean the house that you're the best choice. How do you do that, right? Think of it like this. If you have great follow-up and you have great personality and a great sales package, they're automatically going to think you have great cleaning skills. Hopefully you do. Most of us do that decided to launch a cleaning business, right? Because if you don't, this is going to be a great letdown, right? Because if all these things leading up to them are, before they're actually getting the house clean are perfect, and your systems are great, you're going to beat out your competition before you even clean the house. And that is the goal. Marketing is everything to getting in front of that person and closing that deal. And if this is done right, and I teach my clients to do this right, if this is done right, you will win 80% of your bids all the time. Why don't you want 100? Because if you're winning 100, your prices are too low. If you're winning 70 to 80%, your prices are exactly where they need to be. If you're at 40 or 50, you're too high. That's just rule of thumb, okay? So then what's next? You've done this. You give them a verbal quote. I believe in verbal quotes. I believe it seals the deal a little bit more. What's next? Send the quote immediately. Do not wait, right? Your follow-up, how fast you send the quote is crucial, right? It's crucial. They want to buy from you. So send the quote right away. Get it out, right? If you're sending written quotes, which you should be doing. If you're not, DM me. I can tell you what I do. Don't let time lapse. Don't give them the time to find someone else who's actually going to get the quote to them faster and close it, okay? So hopefully you send it out that night, right? Within a couple of hours, you get it out to them. Now they've approved it, right? So now you have more things to do. So how well do you communicate with them when they're getting ready to schedule their first cleaning? You don't just approve the quote and don't say anything. If you're on a 3-week wait list, you got to talk to them in between so they know what's going on, right? Then after is your follow-up for their first cleaning. Do you follow up? Do you make sure everything is okay? See if they have any questions. A lot of times there is. Do you do this? Do you do that? You know what I mean? I had a lady the other day, oh, the Peloton wasn't dusted. Well, we didn't know we needed to dust the Peloton. So that's a communication thing. She's expecting it to be done. We didn't know she wanted it done. You got to bridge the gap right there. That's a perfect example of that. She's a little picky. Not only that, but like other things, whatever. That's a conversation for another day. So your communication with this client from beginning to end is so crucial in you retaining this client. Even if something is wrong or a little off, if you communicate with them, you can make everything better, right? That's all people want. People want to be heard. They want communication, right? They want communication. So I'm a massive communicator. All right. That's number 1. 2, invest in your teams. Some of you are working solo. I know that. If you have people that are working for you, staff, your teams are your lifeline to your profits and your freedom. I'm going to read that again. Your teams are your lifeline to your profits and your freedom, okay? Treat them like gold, but do not spoil them. All right, what's that look like? People ask me this all the time. Example. You know why this is beeping like this? Because I listed something on Facebook Marketplace and people are messaging me. I listed a meat freezer, and people are messaging me. So I'm sorry. Okay. There's got to be a way I can turn that off. I should probably try and look into that. Anyways, invest in your teams. What's an example of what not to do? What's something that if you do, you're going to spoil them and they're going to feel entitled? Buy them breakfast every day. You want to make them entitled, little you know what? Buy them breakfast every day. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you have an office, coffee in there, snacks, totally fine. I get, my staff's favorite coffee creamers, right? I put the big, coffee mate creamers, the liquid ones in the little refrigerator we have. That's cool, right? Don't buy them breakfast every day. Don't buy them lunch every day or every Friday, whatever. We learned the hard way. We did it every week, and everyone got spoiled, and before I know it, people are ordering trying to order $30 calzones. I'm like, what are you going to do? Take that home and feed your entire family? So you don't want them to take advantage of you, is what I'm saying. So you can treat them to a Friday lunch here or there, or coffees. I had one go the extra mile for me. She was starting a commercial job by herself while her partner was late. We went through Wendy's. I bought her breakfast. Little things here and there they'll appreciate. Just don't overdo it. If you do it all the time, it becomes expected, and then the entitlement starts, and then it's a lost cause. Then you get a child on your hands, right? So having effective teams results in improved financial performance, hands down. All right, what does that mean? It means they will show up. Therefore, your clients' homes get cleaned and the revenue comes in. Okay, that's what that means. That is what that means. Your teams need to be effective for financial performance. So effective leadership rather on your part is needed to keeping your teams happy. And I'm going to tell it like it is. This is a labor of love. When it's working, it's flowing amazingly. And when it's not, it can be a little tricky, right? Sometimes it's just not fun. So, investing in your management teams is an investment in the long term sustainability of your business. But your strong leadership, which is you, whether or not you want to put your big girl pants on every day, right? It's hard every day. It ensures the company's ability to navigate the challenges that come with owning a maid service and help you remain competitive over time. If your teams are solid, you can handle the growth by adding more and more houses. But this needs to be done in a strategic, and I don't want to say slow, but it needs to be done in a very strategic way so your teams can handle all the houses. So you're hiring people and you know they're going to stay, and you're building your management levels. You don't want to crash and burn and hire 5, 6, 10 people at a time, or you're going to have a complete epic disaster on your hands. It's going to be emotional, it's going to be dramatic, and you're going to hate it. Trust me, you're going to hate it. I don't care if anyone tells you different. You have to do this in such a strategic and even-keeled way, okay? Because you can only scale as much as your teams can handle. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They want to grow so fast, and you get growing pains. Then you got to pull it back, and it sucks to pull it back when you get to dip your income because you don't have enough staff, right? You got to do this very strategically, right? It's a skill set. It's not going to happen overnight, ladies, all right? But you won't be able to grow in a healthy way if you don't figure it out. Okay, I'm going to check back in. Who said communication is key? It builds trust. Yes, Tiffany. Yep. Move outs. Okay. Oh, everyone's not winging it. Everyone's doing a good job. All right, that's good. Hi, Marion. Yes, we have someone asking to work with us, but we have to pause on that and get the newest person up to speed. 100%. You got to train them. You can train 2 people at a time, but you have to have 2 trainers training them, right? You can't train 2 people, or I should say, I've done it before, but I'm a multitasking freak, but it's difficult to train 2 people on the same job with 1 trainer. That's difficult. You really want to spend all your time with one trainer, 1 person, give them all the time in the world. It's just you training now. And it was like that for me for a while. So that's pretty normal. It'd be very difficult unless you have someone that like came from like the maids or Mary Maids or cleaning authority, someone that has mad skills that's really good and doesn't need that much training, just needs to learn your systems. Then possibly you could train 2 people on the same job, but otherwise I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. No, just give that person all your time, and it works much better. So what's the third thing? Can anyone take a guess at what the third thing is that's going to allow you to dominate your spring market and leave your competition in the dust? I'm going to wait. Anyone have any idea what the third one could be? Anyone have any idea? Start typing on the right hand side so I can see if anyone says anything. I'm gonna wait before I go. Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? No one has any idea. All right, I'm gonna let you know what it is. Okay. This actually should be number 1, but communication is so important. Number 3 is your brand strategy. Your brand strategy, my favorite thing, or one of my favorite things. Your brand strategy is how you stand out from everyone else in the crowd, right? Online, because everyone's going online. Unless, sometimes you hear a friend or a neighbor, gives you a card or says, hey, my cleaner's great in the hair salon or the grocery store or something like that. Most of it, 99.9% of it's done online. So if you don't have an online presence, you're dead in the water. All right. I just say it like it is. Some of you have some of an online presence. Some of you have more than others. Some of you don't want to do social media. You have no choice. If you want to grow a sustainable, legitimate business, you have no choice but to be online, but to be on social. Whether it's one platform, 2, 3, whatever you can handle. 4, 17, who knows? We may not see TikTok much longer. They might be talking about banning it. I don't really know. I don't use TikTok. I don't have enough time to do TikTok, but we do a few of the other ones. So brand strategy, okay? This is your opportunity to meet the customer, and they need to see you out there and out and about in social media, okay? This allows them to choose you as a possible candidate to come to their home and do an estimate. That's like your business card almost. It's even better than your website. Website's a close second, social media is first, hands down, okay? So developing a strong brand strategy is essential for a maid service owner, a cleaning company, whatever you want to call it, to differentiate itself in the market, build trust with customers before you even meet them, okay, and establish a positive reputation. I have walked in 3 weeks ago, no, about a month ago now, I walked into an estimate for an apartment that was close to our office, and I went through, my whole thing, whatever. I didn't even have the ink on the quote. She hands me a set of keys. I couldn't believe it. This woman already knew she was going to hire me if she liked the price. She already trusted me. My company, whatever. I'm the face of the company. She already trusted us to make us up a key. That's because she made a decision online on everything and what she sees online. She doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. She's giving me a key. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. So developing this strong strategy, it's essential for you. It's going to be everything for you. Half the people know that they're going to choose. If you have a good brand strategy, they already know they're going to pick you if they like your price. That's it. So you get to show value that will allow you to get that high premium price that you want, right? To pay the bills, make a good profit, whatever. That's what works, okay? You have to get your potential customers to trust you before you even meet them. That's your reputation. That's social media. So things like clearly articulating your mission, your core values, your vision to them, your branding, so knowing who your audience is so your marketing can speak to them are super important. You want to specialize. You don't want to be all things to potential customers, right? Niche it down to a few target markets. You can hone in on specifically what you're good at, okay? Choosing a good logo, right? A memorable logo with nice colors. This color strategy is important. You want to look different than everybody else. Don't use a template that everyone else is using. Be careful with the AI templates. Yes, you can use them as a guide. Make them your own. You don't want to look like everyone else. And that's the difference. Be creative. Be different. AI it's used as an assisted tool. It's not meant to replace you. You guys got to remember that, or you're all going to look the same. And you don't want to do that. You want to be different. So what does your brand say? What makes you different? You could even write a list for yourself. What makes your company different? How do you stand out from other companies? Okay, so making your branding consistent across all the platforms you're using, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, whatever. This is one of the things I see all the time. Companies will use different platforms to promote their services, which is totally fine and good to do, but they use different colors or pictures, and their branding is not consistent. And this is bad. Why is it bad? Because your client needs to recognize you, okay? And if you keep changing your colors and your designs, they're not going to recognize you. And then there's so many of these pop-up cleaners. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm stealing that word. Tiffany actually came up with the phrase pop-up cleaners on one of our calls a couple weeks back, and I'm using it. Your client needs to recognize you. Your branding has to look the same. So the attention span of people these days is like 3 seconds long. It takes them to see your brand actually like in between 5 to 7, 5 to even 10 times before they'll pick up the phone or contact you. So if you keep switching it, you're making it more difficult for them to find you. Right? Is this making sense? So keeping your brand streamlined and simple and consistent, right? Streamlined, simple, consistent across all your platforms all the time is crucial for you to be recognized. If this is done correctly, right? Your potential clients, before they even see your pricing, have already pre-chosen you, or they've narrowed it down. They're like, yep, May Bright's in the running. It's number 1, number 2, whatever, right? They've already pre-chosen you as the one they want to go with, as long as they like your prices, right? If it's out of their budget, it's out of their budget. There's nothing you really do. But that's how easy this becomes, ladies, over time if it's done correctly. So the right communication, investing in your teams, and your unique brand strategy are the 3 things that will allow you to grow to the number 1 most trusted brand for cleaning companies, maid service owners in your community. Is this all making sense? Spring Clean Special. Absolutely. Your spring clean specials should be all out there on social media right now. Maybe you're giving a 10% discount on all deep cleans, move outs, move ins. Everything's happening right now. So you need to, it's okay to give a special as long as you're, making, a decent amount of profit, right? Of course. So does anyone feel like they're struggling with any of these things? If you do, comment the word support on this thread, and I'll see it. I read everything after I look at everything, even if you're on replay, and I definitely can reach out and help you. The Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator is underway, but I just had one spot open up because they're graduating and they're moving on to the next step, which is the Sisters Mastermind, which is a massive tracking and more it's just you have to track everything. I make you track all your numbers, I make you track everything, your closed estimates, your lost customers, new customers. I make you track everything, so we can show you how exactly you're gonna scale and you're gonna grow. So if you think you're needing additional support, you can book a call with me. If you're watching it on replay, same thing. DM me or type the word support. I'll reach out. I always tell everyone, help is only a DM away. Okay, the ladies in the accelerator program, they're getting the help they need. They're reaching new income levels. They're amazing. They amaze me every single day when we do those calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If it's you're having help, you need help with selling, with creating, how do you create a sales package? You're hiring, right? If you're having the heck of a time hiring the right people, or you need to create an amazing brand for your company. That's what all of these ladies are doing in the program, and I'm just so thrilled for them. Reach out. I hope this was helpful. Does anyone have any questions? I feel like I talked a lot tonight. I feel like I talked like fast. Oh, you're welcome, Tiffany. You're killing it. I can't wait to see what your last couple of weeks have been like. I'm going to see you. We'll see you soon. Hi, Maya. Support. Maya, weren't we supposed to have a call a few months ago? I feel like we were. All right, I'll reach out to you. Happy spring. You guys should be getting all kinds of estimates in now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Maya, where are you from again? Georgia? No. I forgot. Pennsylvania? Yes. Is she okay now? Is she all right, Maya? Hopefully. Jefferson City. All right. I'm going to ask a dumb question. Where's Jefferson City? Missouri. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. Is that the capital? I think that is. I feel like it is. All right, ladies, have a great evening. And I thought it was. I'll see you all soon. All right, take care. Bye.